It's week 6 of the National Football League, where London will play host to a different kind of football. It's the Jags and the Bears coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to one of the great cities of the world, London, England.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jaguars, they come in off their very first loss of the year, suffered a week ago.
Yeah, it will not be a perfect season, but I'm interested to see how they bounce back now that they know that chasing the 1970.
Set to go now in week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So here come the Jaguars to take over for the first time behind Trevor Lawrence, their quarterback in season number 4.
And he made both sides happy last week, didn't he?
Yeah, 3-3.
I mean, his guys, they caught 3 touchdown passes, but he threw 3 interceptions. Got to get off of that schneid and get back to just throwing touchdown passes and taking care of the ball better.
Lawrence going to put it up right away. He'll get this into the hands of the wideout from LSU.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. An early statement on the game's first play. 18 yards and a first down.
Play action. It's Lawrence. He'll get this out to the flat for ETN.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
From the 46, here's 2nd and 2. They'll run for the first time with Travis Etienne.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2. They'll run with Etienne.
And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45.
3rd and 2, right? So this is a situation where low man has got to win at the line of scrimmage, but it's not just the low man winning. It's the low man who's winning with some force, and they had that to pick up the first down.
Barely picking it up, but they did. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Now a 2nd and 10. And now they'll throw it with Lawrence.
This one complete to Christian Kirk. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
Etienne up the middle. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line.
11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence.
And he's got it. It's Thomas for a Jacksonville touchdown.
Brian Thomas
with his first career NFL touchdown.
And the Jaguars get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
It becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And able to get this out to the 25.
So here now the Bears offense for their first drive of the game. And they will be led out by the youngster, the rookie, their QB.
And the guys on the other side of the ball know they'll have to be on their toes. And it's obviously not just the passing, but the running element that makes him dangerous. He ran for over 100 yards in that game last week. So keeping him contained will be a big emphasis for this defense.
Looking to throw is Williams.
And to the right side here, it's Allen. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. A quick check on the numbers for Keenan Allen from last week. 12 catches, 111 for yards, and a touchdown.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33. You look at this Jaguar defense.
This unit against the pass, hoping to get better for sure. Number 25 in the NFL right now.
They spent the week at practice, and we know our rating's not that great. And we know we're facing the #1 passing team in the league. But there are some things that we can do to give ourselves a chance in this game.
5 yards that time, taking it himself, and he has enough for the first.
To throw, Williams.
And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
The Bears at a disappointing 1-4 as they start play. And they come in losers at 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. To the air, Williams. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
The Jaguars offense, led by their running back, headed out for the second possession. We take a look at the league leaders in receiving touchdowns out of the backfield. And his numbers are superior to the rest of his peers at this point in the season. They'll start on the ground, ETN.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
The numbers on the ground for ETN last week.
15 carries, 68 yards.
I have to say, partner, their coaches didn't do a very good job of hiding their thoughts this week when they spoke with us, did they? They told us exactly this. We've been good on the ground, but sitting 8th in the league, we know we can kick it up a notch and push for the top 5. So there's no doubt in my mind we'll see them try to establish that ground game early and try and pick up an early lead.
And ETN going to have a Jags first down as the tackle made up near the 35.
Touchdown.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
And those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. Thomas, the man in motion left.
Here's Lawrence.
Looking long for Thomas. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Now Lawrence.
And the pass is intercepted. He was looking for Ingram. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much, and it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
To throw, it's Williams. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
Here's Williams.
Complete to Keenan Allen. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. 23 yards on the play.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Throwing is Williams.
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10.
That is Josh Hines Allen working his way in for the sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw for it with Williams.
And he's got his man on the out route. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal. Santos' kick is up and through, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go.
Been a little bit of an interesting start. The first drive for him, Charles, they had the passing touchdown. The second drive, he threw the interception. So we'll see what this 3rd drive of the ball game brings.
Yeah, it's kind of a tiebreaker, isn't it? I mean, that's the tough part for them and for him because, yeah, things went really well in that first one, not so well on the second one. He wants to get back to what he did to get this game going.
Now Lawrence to throw.
That's caught on the left side by Kirk. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
Thomas goes in motion left. He's going to get it on the jet sweep.
And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches.
From midfield now, Lawrence.
He gets it to Thomas. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 40.
A give to ETN running right.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And they'll go again with ETN.
And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least if they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
Patterson's kick is good.
And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason.
On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
From the gun, here's Williams. And there's a short throw. It's caught by Kmet.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Swift going to try up the middle.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
And a pretty good burst there as they get this across midfield and down to the 46.
And that one will go for 13 yards on the keeper and a first down.
On the handoff, this is Swift.
And he stopped immediately there.
Tackle made by Devin Lloyd, the linebacker. You look at this Jaguar defense.
They come into this one ranked number 5 in the NFL against the run.
I still crack up a little bit after we left our meeting with the defensive coordinator because I said to you, stop me if you've heard this before. How about him saying, well, first order of business, we got to stop the run. Of course you do. He's got a good unit, but facing the number 1 rushing team, they have to stop that in order to have a good performance.
That run's successful in large part because they had a lot of extra help blocking up front.
Yeah, you've got guys who can do that very, very well. In addition, they can catch the football. So sometimes when they line up with 3 tight ends, it's not necessarily to run it, and that gives you an advantage when you do decide to barrel off the line of scrimmage and block people downfield.
13-yard gain yet again, just like last play.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
They'll run. This is Khalil Herbert.
And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Keenan Allen, his 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Bears are an extra point away from evening this one up.
Brandon, what we just saw there were 2 guys who are in sync. The person delivering the ball, but especially the person running the route. Tremendous job. It results in a terrific play.
Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told.
And it was Keenan Allen who finished it all off with the touchdown reception. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Well, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it. Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 43.
Lawrence, now this is ETN on the draw.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
On 2nd down, ETN once more.
And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. These two teams all tied after one. The Jags with the football to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 3rd down and less than a yard.
Lawrence will throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 24-yard line. A nice pickup of 10 means that this drive will stay on track.
Here's Lawrence to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Lawrence.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. On play action, Lawrence. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And that could be one of those turning point plays in a ball game. A field goal gets you the lead here, but they want to make a statement and get...
Matt Eberflus clearly in disagreement with that last call, and he's going to throw the challenge flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. ETN fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2.
It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Now Lawrence.
Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Evan Ingram, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Jaguars have taken the lead. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And that makes it a 17-10 score.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Bears offense and Caleb Williams set to go to work once more. And he's an early front runner for MVP in the NFL here in the first half of the season. As you can see, he's a league leader in passing yards at this stage of the game.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
That is caught. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a first down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
There's so many definitions of a complete back. I think most people think a guy who can block, a guy who can catch, and a guy who can run. But how about when you put it all together as a runner, and you can fake people out, you can be shifty, and also run with some power and break tackles, as we just saw on that pickup.
Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1. Back to throw. Williams. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away.
Travis Etienne of the Jags offense set to take over again here.
He's over 40 yards here in the 2nd quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
Well, now he's looking just to add to his totals. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Straight ahead, Etienne.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Another tote for Etienne.
And he'll be tackled at about the 35.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
He's got his target. That's complete.
Touchdown, Jaguars.
Gabriel Davis.
65 yards.
And the Jaguars go up by 2 touchdowns.
As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And the lead now up to 14. A 4-play drive spanning 80 yards.
And it ends with a touchdown pass to Gabriel Davis. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
And they come in losers of 2 straight. And remember, they've got the open date on their calendar next weekend, but you think it's vitally important, Charles, that they focus on the task at hand here?
Absolutely, because these players, they know what's coming up, and the difference between taking time off following a win versus doing so on a 3-game losing streak, that's absolutely huge, because they may come back if they lose this game to a facility, and there may be new faces in there and some teammates lost.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
4 yards the pickup, 1st down. From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. There's a short throw. It's caught by Kmet.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd down and 7. A handoff, Swift running to the left.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or two short here with third down coming up. They'll try and run here with Swift. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. 72 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
So in Jacksonville territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Looking to throw. Williams. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
Nice progress down the field, was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This one angles out of bounds in a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line. The Jaguars offense and Trevor Lawrence getting set for this next drive. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time. Now, Charles, remember they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
And they work this out past the 25. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Etienne once more. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Play action. It's Lawrence. That one complete downfield to Thomas. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. 23 yards, the final tally.
And let's just go ahead and list all the things Scout saw when he was coming out of LSU. Tracks the ball easily. Great vertical speed. Plays above the rim. Excellent catch radius and has good contact strength. That led to 17 touchdowns scored last year, which led college football.
They'll try the left side with Etienne. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been very good. 5 for 7 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Patterson's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So it was 4th and 1. They wind up taking the 3. I'm not sure that offensive unit, judging by the sideline, Charles, was in 100% agreement with the decision.
No, not at all. But the head coach has final call on this. We know that. But let's face it, offenses want to feel like, hey, you believe in us? Let us go for it. We'll see if that is a problem for them moving forward in this game.
The Bears offense and running back DeAndre Swift headed back onto the field. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big hole after big hole to run through in this first half. They'll start on the ground with Swift.
And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. Here's 2nd and 8. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 17 yards on the play as they try to eat into this 17-point deficit.
They run out of the gun with Swift.
And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
They'll stay on the ground with Swift.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
3rd down and 6.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 35.
Looking to throw is Williams.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Moore. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. DJ Moore, 35 yards.
And the Bears are able to cut into that deficit.
Man, he just ran a terrific route. Extremely hard to defend when it's run that precisely and the ball's delivered that accurately.
Now the point after try for Santos. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. That time a 6-play drive.
And it concludes with a touchdown reception by DJ Moore.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And Kirk is going to have the Jaguars first down up near the 40-yard line. Looking to throw, Lawrence.
A short throw to Ingram. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Now 2nd and 5. Here's Lawrence. Open man downfield is Davis.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Now Lawrence. It's complete. He dials up Davis once more. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Now a 2nd and 2. Throwing again here. It's Lawrence. That's brought in by Davis over the middle. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
To throw again on second down. Lawrence.
Thomas has got it. Complete. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown.
Brian Thomas with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Jaguars will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. So the numbers are starting to pile up here early on. We have yet to reach halftime, yet that is already now 4 touchdown passes. Patterson now for the extra point.
And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it culminates in a Jags touchdown.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Bears offense and veteran Keenan Allen set to go once more. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in this first half, it has resulted in a big play, as borne out by the numbers. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
To throw, Williams. He'll look middle here and get it to Odunze.
Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
To throw, it's Williams. Now throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
Throwing is Williams. To the sideline and incomplete.
I tell you what, that's a veteran play from a guy in his first season in the NFL. A lot of rookies will try and force something there. He thought better of it, and that was the right decision.
Looking right side, and it's intercepted.
The 20. 5. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, the way things have been going to this one, Charles, it was only a matter of time before this defense got involved and made a big play, and they do right there. Gosh, this lead is so large, CD, and we're only in the first half.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that's so amazing about it. You mentioned this large lead. How's this their first takeaway of the game? And what a spectacular one it was. Adding to the lead, showing the true dominance, and you're exactly right. We're still in the first half.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. The Jags were treated to a strong first half from their franchise quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. He's over 300 yards passing already as he's looking to possibly put his name in the record book.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's been doing it through the air and on the ground to start the season, currently leading the NFL in rushing yards by a quarterback here in the month of September. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already, they need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on second.
Right back to Swift again on second down.
Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
On third down, here comes Swift.
Oh, look at the juke. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
95 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. Here's Williams. Open man is Kmet, the tight end.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and it's second down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. Here's a quick throw caught by Allen. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll leave him with a third and just a yard.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Back to the running game with Swift.
And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
To the air, Williams.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal.
From the gun, here's Swift.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago.
DeAndre Swift, his third rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bears are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half.
And while no one on the offensive line will get the 6 points next to their name, they should be credited with this one. Tremendous blocking to get the runner into the end zone.
Williams going to throw for it.
And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples throughout a ball game. There's a great example right there.
Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You could say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. 9 yards that time.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain. So when he saw the space he needed, No hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a first down.
Got his man. It's the tight end Strange with it.
And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
ETN up the middle.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Going quickly here to Thomas. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. Looking for the out route here, and it's completed to Kirk.
And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Thomas.
And he'll get positive yardage there as he'll be touched down.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
They'll try to run with ETN.
And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal?
Now Lawrence.
And he's got it. It's Thomas for a Jacksonville touchdown.
Brian Thomas.
His 3rd touchdown of the season, all coming in this game, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the 3rd quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The home team's offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Nifty move. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
115 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. First down, and they go with Swift again. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Once again, it's Swift.
And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Five yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first.
But Charles, in the past, a lot of people called this offense one-dimensional.
I think you did.
Well,
I think it was you.
I'll be honest, I did. I think the fan base is hoping with this young rookie that they can put some wrinkles in this offense like we just saw.
I think you're exactly right, because we did have that discussion that what we've seen in the past from them, They needed to broaden, and they have done it here. Look at what he's bringing to their offense, and now as a defensive coordinator, you've got some extra work to do to prepare for him and their offense.
Swift going to try up the middle.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown.
DeAndre Swift
with now his second touchdown of this third quarter.
And the Bears get a bit closer.
Now, he's doing his part, but still facing a sizable deficit.
And he would like to do more, but he needs help from the other two-thirds, right? He needs his defense to bow up a little bit, and he also needs special teams to maybe create some big plays and help them get back in it.
They'll try and throw for it. Forced out to his left. And he'll get in for the score, and that's going to cut the lead down to 13. And with a successful two-point try, the QB rolling out, I would imagine on the defense that makes it tough. When he goes out, he's got the option to run or pass.
Yeah, it really does. If you decide not to bring extra people or extra pressure, maybe you have to have a spy on the quarterback, someone to account for him, because oftentimes that is the unaccounted for player.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Jaguars again ready to take over on offense. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10.
That's going to be caught by Kirk. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Lawrence.
This one caught by Davis. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Throwing quickly, this is caught by Kirk. And Kirk is going to have the Jaguars 1st down as he takes it down to the 20-yard line.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left.
Lawrence will throw. And one more time, here's Kirk.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
Over the middle, complete. That's Thomas.
And the Jaguars are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. And they'll run with Etienne.
And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown.
Travis Etienne
taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Jaguars take a 3-touchdown lead.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here, because those Mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And the lead opens up now to 22 points.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Well, let's shine the spotlight on the former Georgia Bulldog, DeAndre Swift, who's set to begin this next drive.
He's already hit pay dirt twice. He's up over 100 yards. He is feeling good.
And he's just zipping along today. Everything coming together for him. It's that type of a day that you see a back just kind of have a grin on his face every time his number is called, because he doesn't feel like there are going to be any lost yardage plays, nothing but big-time positive runs.
Making the sideline grin as well.
From the gun, here's Williams. And there's a short throw. It's caught by Kmet.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Looking to throw is Williams. Open man down the field. That's Odunze.
Touchdown, Chicago!
Rome Odunze.
61 yards.
And the Bears are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
And remember, partner, that's a rookie quarterback back there. Apparently, he's getting the hang of this NFL thing pretty quickly.
Had 3 touchdown passes. You're right, he looks comfortable. What are they doing? Anything in particular?
Well, they keep talking about making sure they're giving him plays that fit his talents and also maybe shrinking the playbook a little bit. They did tell us that. Bottom line, he's really good.
They'll look to throw. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long.
He'll complete this to Ingram, his tight end. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
A handoff for Etienne.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
They'll run with Etienne.
And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
But forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front, and a lot of times that is one-on-one. If you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
The Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away.
On the return is Jones. So a change of possession here on the punt, and the Bears take over.
Well, let's shine the spotlight on the former Georgia Bulldog, DeAndre Swift, who's set to begin this next drive.
He is hoping to find the end zone for a 3rd time, and we sit now in the 3rd quarter.
And nothing would excite him more, but I think even more so, his offensive line. Anytime you've got a guy scoring that many times, that means you've done a really nice job in front of him.
You're always giving props to the big fellas up front.
It's always a good idea. Those are some massive men.
An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Back to throw. Williams. And that is incomplete.
Andre Cisco right there to knock that ball free.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away.
So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
From the gun on third down, Lawrence.
Boy, he almost did that himself, but it looks like he's about a foot or two short. Able to pick up a dozen yards there on the scramble, but not enough. Fourth down. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now here in London, as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4. Here's Logan Cook now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Here's Jones on the return. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Chicago offense set to get started. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. 155 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. 2nd down and 4. Play action. Now Williams.
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack.
Brought to the ground by the linebacker, Foye Oluokun.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. And they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 4th down. Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on to kick it away. $40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10.
Well, this offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
On 2nd down, ETN once more.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
Now, that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, when you have to get the ball back, everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands, whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand tall again for a huge 4th quarter stop? A solid run of 11 there as he tucked it and ran, but he's still short of the marker at its 4th.
That looked great when he first took off because, in my mind, there was room to run, and he had the marker in his sight. but I certainly didn't expect them to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with this fourth down call.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Here's Jones. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down.
This is Swift on the counter.
And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down.
2nd and 10. To throw, Williams.
And to the right side here, it's Allen. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
From the shotgun, a throw for Williams.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he won't quite make it. He needed 6, he got about 5. 4th down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And after the made field goal, Santos back out there to kick it away. Well, now how about this return? He's to midfield. Still going past the 30.
And it will be an excellent return here all the way down inside the 25-yard line. What a play.
But whatever the relationship was between the special teams and the offense, it's gotten a heck of a lot closer after a return like that. The special teams just keep setting them up. The offense thinks they'll go out there and knock them down.
From the gun, it's Lawrence. They'll drop that underneath to ETN.
This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
From the 22 now, here's 2nd down and 7. Off the play fake, here's Lawrence. Trying for Kirk, and he's got him on the crossing route.
And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
Here's Lawrence.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Christian Kirk from 6 yards away.
And the Jags are looking to run it to 5-1 on the season as they add to their 4th quarter lead. So add another one into the touchdown column. What a game. That is now 6 touchdown passes for him so far in this one. Extra point try now for Patterson.
And the lead is up to 18 now. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field.
And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
He's got a man. That's Keenan Allen. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
10 yards on the pickup. It's second and inches at the 39-yard line.
Here's Williams.
And his throw here's incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And he will have the Bears first down as he's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches.
Oftentimes we think of those tough yards as grinding yards that a running back has to pick up. How about the tight end there picking up the first down in that situation?
That's what he's there for, right?
Big fella, get it to him, let him fight off some people and pick up the necessary yardage.
It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up second down.
At their 48-yard line.
To throw, it's Williams.
For Keenan Allen, that's complete. And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at 148-yard line and ended at the other.
Here comes 3rd and about a foot. Williams going to look to throw again. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The Bears on the move. They've got another first down.
Throwing is Williams.
Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. And down right around the 32-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup.
2nd down and 6 now.
Second and 6 at the 32-yard line.
To the air, Williams.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Looking to throw. Williams. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
At the 12-yard line.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
That is caught, and he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal.
Working out of the gun, Williams.
This is caught. 3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Swift will take it in. Touchdown, Bears. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept them at the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. So that drive spans 13 plays, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Unable to corral him, he fights through.
And able to get this out to the 25.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
If they can score here, they have a chance to make this a 3-possession game and all but put things to bed.
Open man is Kirk, complete. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Now Lawrence to throw.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Now Lawrence.
And now another one thrown incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And we spotlight Keenan Allen as he gets set to go back to work. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. He finds his target, Allen. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
Looking to throw is Williams.
Going back to Allen, he's got him again. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Keenan Allen. His second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Bears have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
So whatever happened to rookie quarterbacks taking time to adjust to life in the NFL? Because this guy looks like he's been doing it for about, 7 years? 4 touchdown passes? That's not something rookies are supposed to be doing with the ease in which he's doing it.
Williams going to throw for it.
It's complete. But he will not get in here. He's stopped up short of the goal line, and this will remain a 5-point game. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Now Lawrence.
And his throw is incomplete. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important 3rd down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get first downs and eat away at the clock.
And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Straight ahead, Etienne.
And he'll get this up to about the 40. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45.
Draw play, Etienne.
And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
And they'll go again with Etienne.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Jaguars first down, and that ought to be the one that seals the victory. Lawrence to a knee, and that will write a finish to this one. Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one, because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for the Jaguars, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for Chicago, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And now they'll head to the bye week as they'll be back in action in Week 8. So for